Hey guys, today I want to talk about a big topic in social media, and that's Pinterest. Oh, and by the way, I have my trusty sidekick Max here today to help me out. So, when it comes to Pinterest, a lot of us have fallen out of love with Pinterest. It was a big platform. People got really excited about it several years ago, and a lot of business owners aren't using it to its best potential anymore. Instead, you're just filling it full of mason jar crafts, burlap and lace, and DIY projects that you will never complete. Now, that's totally fine. But if you want to get steady, consistent traffic to your business's website, Pinterest is going to be one of the best ways you can do it. Now, here's the caveat. A lot of Pinterest experts are going to tell you that you have to be pinning 100 to 150 times per day in order to start to grow your following and really get on Pinterest's radar as a popular poster. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't have time to do that. So instead, what I'm going to teach you today is I want to show you my crazy, totally hacked together system for using the app Tailwind to schedule months of Pinterest content in advance. All right, so now I'm going to show you my crazy system for mass scheduling months of Pinterest content in just a couple of hours. So like we talked about in the intro, your best Pinterest strategy is going to be to post many times a day. And for that, I like to use an app called Tailwind to automate that. So once you've got your schedule set up, we're going to come in to your publisher, and we want to make sure that you have no drafts. So it's important that you start with no drafts. We've got no drafts here. And now we're going to go in and look at Pinterest. Now, this method is only going to work if you're working with a specific board in mind. So we're not going to be pinning to different boards each time, but we're going to start by working through one board at a time. So if you guys know me, you know I'm obsessed with this colorful Southwestern Arizona, New Mexico, Southern California style. And so I'm going to start pinning to our desert style board. So I've entered some search terms. I'm looking at Arizona wedding to see if I can find some new inspiration. And I'm going to go ahead and start pinning using the Tailwind extension. So if we hover over a pinned, we'll see the little Tailwind button here. So I'm going to click on that. And it's going to pop up this window. Now, the way that most people work with Tailwind is they pop this up. It takes a few seconds. They type in a board name and they add it to their queue. Instead of doing that, we're actually just going to pull this over to the corner and let it hang out there. Now, what's happened is even though we haven't chosen a board yet, we have saved this to our draft so we can go in and add a board later. So I'll keep going. So I'm going to add, I like that one. And again, you're going to see it flash up here. We're going to go, okay, I like that. I like that. I like that. What else? I like those succulents. Amazing teepee, beautiful wedding photographer. That's actually one of our clients, I believe. And, some more gorgeous stationery, beautiful canyons. Love these rocks. Okay, so you can do this for hundreds of pins at a time. So I will usually spend, for each board, I'll maybe do 100 or 200 pins. You should be able to get that done in 5 or 10 minutes. It shouldn't take too long. And you'll get faster as you go forward. So the next thing I'm going to do once I think I've gotten enough pins to start to schedule is we're going to come back into our drafts and we're going to hit refresh. And now all of a sudden, all of those pins are in our draft. So just now we just did 11 pins. Now, all of these pins are going to need a board name. And what we're going to do is we're going to come and scroll through. I have to remember what the board name was that I wanted to use. I believe we were looking at Southwest style. Awesome. So now we've highlighted that Southwest style is going to be on all of these boards. So we don't have to do it one by one, and that's a huge time saver. Now, the last thing that we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and hit schedule all drafts. And this is going to run a quick check for us. So for things to work in Tailwind, you do have to have a description. In this case, all of our pins had a description. If we were missing a description on one pin, it would just prompt us to go to that pin, enter a description, and then we would continue to save. Okay, great. So we've got 11 pins now. Now, keep in mind that as you get faster and faster at this, you're going to want to be doing this by the 50 or by 100. So, your audience, they might not want to see 1 or 2 days worth of Southwest pins without any variety. So what we're going to do is we're going to repeat the process for another board. So in this case, I've been thinking about Alt Summit a lot right now. January 2017, it's going to be in Palm Springs. And I just love that like vintage Southern California style. So we also have a Palm Springs Fabulous board. And oh my God, I'm obsessed. Okay, so we're going to repeat the same thing, and you really don't even ever have to close out of this window here. Okay, so these are amazing. Love, love, love. More succulents, more cacti. All this retro glam. I'm obsessed. Rainbows, cactuses, everything gorgeous. Okay, cool. So now I've saved a bunch new pins, and you saw I did that really, really fast. And now we're going to come back into Tailwind. And again, we scheduled all our pins, so we're going to go back to drafts. And now we have all this new content that we've loaded in. Okay, cool. So now again, we're going to add a board. It's Palm Springs Fabulous. Every board is going to have, or every pin that we've created has a board. If you have two boards that are going to be kind of similar audiences and similar pins, you'd like to pin to both of those, you can add a second board, and that's a way to double your pins immediately. Again, we're going to come to schedule all drafts. And now we've got two layers in our queue. So we've got both our Southwest Style and our Palm Springs Fabulous. Now you may have done this, with 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000 pins. And so the last step before we set and forget is we're just going to shuffle. So we're going to hit shuffle, and this is going to be for all of our unlocked pins we haven't set a specific time. We don't care. We're just going to hit, shuffle my queue. And now all of our pins are going to be in random order. So nobody is going to know that you scheduled all of those pins 300 or 400 or 500 at a time. So now you are good to go and you can scroll down and see, how long you've got Pinterest content scheduled for. I recommend trying to schedule it, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months in advance. Last year around October, I went ahead and scheduled it all the way through the holiday season into February, so I wouldn't have to worry about it. Now, of course, you can also go in, you can add your own blog post, you can add all kinds of different things to your queue, and just hit shuffle whenever you're done so that you're always going to keep mixing it up and keep it fresh for your audience. If you found this video helpful and you want to see more, I hope you'll hit subscribe or leave us a comment below to tell us what you liked. If you have any questions, again, leave us a comment below. And if you have any ideas, we'd love to hear them. Thanks so much, guys.